comment. Joining me now is Congressman Steve Cohen of Tennessee. Congressman, thank you so much for being here. What's going on in Tennessee and with your Republican colleagues really in and out of Tennessee, but in Tennessee in particular? Nashville's such a nice city. It's such nice people, but there's a lot of sort of coldness and cruelty to that kind of comment. Your thoughts?
Well, Andy's not been in politics very long. He was mayor of a town outside of Nashville. This is his first term in Congress, and I think he didn't handle that interview very well. He obviously is supportive of Israel, and Hamas is an awful terrorist group that did horrors on October 7th and continues to do horrors, shoot missiles into Israel and having 130 or 100 hostages, may still be alive, 110, whatever it is. And I'm sure that there's been awful physical, psychological, and sexual torture to some of the women based on the testimonies of some of the freed hostages. So he didn't handle it well, but I understand where he was coming from.
What do you think should happen now? Do you think there's...
I'm happy to hear it was just Hamas. Because when I first saw it, I thought he meant all the Palestinians, and that just took me aback.
Sure. What do you think should happen right now in Gaza? Do you think there should be a ceasefire?
I've joined with Representatives Goldman and Raskin and maybe 10 others so far. We're going to issue a letter tomorrow to let the president know we support a temporary ceasefire for the opportunity to have the hostages released and a large amount of humanitarian aid to go into Gaza for the citizens there who are deprived of food, medicine, water, and other necessities. We think that's the best way to deal with the situation now and to eventually solve the problem totally. And that this is the first place. The hostages have to be freed, or there's not going to be an ending. And I know Hamas values those hostages, and they value some of them, I think the women, more than they value the others, which is rather horrific. But they need to release those hostages. It's been almost 4 months that they have not seen the light of day, and who knows what they've been putting up with, the limited food they've gotten and the lack of medicine. Hamas is down in the tunnels.
We do know what Palestinian children and, civilians are putting up with. We've seen the bleak pictures. It's pretty awful. What do you think that this ongoing conflict is doing to Israel's reputation in the world and to the United States' reputation as we veto these resolutions calling for a ceasefire?
Probably not good, particularly in the Middle East, where there's a lot of support for a two-state solution, as there's a lot of Jewish people in America. I know I've been a J Street person that support the two-state solution. I have throughout my career in Congress is when I've had that as an issue on my platter. But I think it's been different. Israel's got Hamas saying that they'll take them out. They've come out during this war and said, we'll have more October 7th. We will not stop. And we will have from the river to the sea, which there might be different interpretations of it, but a lot of people feel like it says we're going to remove the Israeli government. So
well, let me ask you this question, because you've also had Prime Minister Netanyahu say from the river to the sea, and also you've had a lot of leaders in Israel say things like we're cutting off the food, cutting off the water, and make some pretty outrageous comments about things they would like to do to the people in Gaza. So do you think the rhetoric coming out of Israel and also the seeming rejection of President Biden's priorities, despite the fact that we're funding a lot of this, do you think that's been positive or helpful?
It's not been helpful at all. I've never been a fan of Netanyahu's as a leader for Israel. In fact, when he came to the Congress some years ago, I refused to attend. John Lewis and I were the first two, and I think there were about 10 or 12 of us who boycotted that because Netanyahu, I think, is not the right. And he's similar to Trump. He's trying to avoid being in prison for crimes he's been charged with, and he's trying to hold on to that. And he needs to have the hostages as first concern, Hamas is a second concern, and the general welfare of the people of Israel third, and he should be like seventh. But I think he's first. And so I think he's made some statements that have been harmful, and some of the members of his cabinet in the Likud have been really harsh and awful. And they have, as a member of the Jewish Democrats in the Congress, we have approached and talked to the Israeli folks who have visited us, government officials, and told them that the statements that his Likud secretaries made were horrific, and that they needed to stop, and it was going to make it difficult for us to continue to support them. It's a difficult situation to support Israel with some of the things that Likud has said. But Israel's in a tough spot. Listen, and Hamas is still shooting rockets into Israel. They're not trying to tamper things down either. And I understand. I'd like to see a ceasefire. I'd like to see it end. I'd also like to see Hamas crippled to where they can't be a threat to Israel and threaten another October 7th.
Well, we would like to continue this conversation. Please come back. Congressman Steve Cohen, thank you.